Hey guys, Monday, April 15, U.S. session closed on nat gas. Let's see what happened. Wow, very ugly candle down here. Volume for the bears. They're very aggressive, not as aggressive as the 11th, April 11th, but very aggressive, pushing lower below the point of control. This yellow right here, this is the gap fill. I mean, there is a high of this candle of $1.67, and there's a low. Yeah, there's a low of what, 168. So it might probably get down to 167, 165. I have a buy order on 165. You got value area low right here around 163. So let's see how this is going to play out. Looking at our simple glance, and do I miss anything over here? Yeah, pretty much. And then this is a target I have of 232. Simple glance chart. Nothing's really changed. Now we're getting deeper into the MOBO. You got this band right here that closes at 164. I don't know if it's going to bounce there and go up, but I got a buy order at 165. If it closes below 164, the probabilities are high that it's going to test 152. MACD is still positive, below the moving averages. PPS sell signal on the daily. MACD is still negative and hasn't crossed the zero line yet. But the path of least resistance is to the downside. Let's look at our 4-hour chart. This is the 165 zone that I'm looking at. It held here, but then over here it kind of failed. Found support at the 75% of 159, and then had that gap. So yeah, so this is that gap area right here. And what is that? That's one high of 165 high. So if it's gonna go down here to fill it, I'm gonna have a buy order here at 165, and if it goes down and kind of goes sideways, it reverses and goes up, then it's official. It filled a gap fill or whatever you want to call it, change of contract gap. It's all a gap to me. It's just a big hole. And if it's going to fill it, I'm going to get in it and see what happens. Anything else? Andrew's pitchfork. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, fell to 25%. This is big thing coming here. And then you got this support from this last pivot low. We'll see if it gets down there and if that holds. And then the channel, something new I just added. Yep, same thing, fill that area, and you got this channel right here. And if it's gonna crash tomorrow, I mean not crash or go down there, it'll probably be like around 162. But it all depends when does it kiss this angle, and if it finds support. I think that's it for this chart. I don't have anything else. Let's go into our midpoint chart. So this is the gap area. This is where that midpoint on the Gann grid, $1.65. This is the area I'm looking at. So you got PPSL signal on the 4-hour. You have it on the daily. You have it on the 30-minute. And I have it on the 5, but this is just me scalping, getting in and out. So I went short somewhere around here at 172. So the reason why is we took out this low of 173 on this candle right here, and then retraced back. And that was somewhere around right here. It came up, and I knew this was going to be resistance. This $1.74. So I got the sell signal on the PPS on the 5-minute. And got filled around 172. And then it kind of started stalling here at the end of the session. And that was this pivot low right here. So that's why I have multi-time frames of pivots. Nothing really here is just telling me this is the big pivot here on the daily. This is the 75 and it pierced it below, but I could have gone out at, $1.69. what did I get out? Maybe I got out at $1.68, or I know it was in 69, but I knew this was going to be probably support since we already took out the purple pivot for the day, which is Monday. This was going to be second, and this was actually a really strong level. But either way, I got out for a nice little scalp. I'm on the sidelines. If it's going to push lower, I have a buy order at $1.65. So right now this is holding. Let's look at our statistical calendar. You see, the statistical calendar didn't work. It was a bullish day, bullish trading day, and a weekday was positive. I don't know if I did this. Average return by a week was it's bullish, and average return by month is bullish. But either way, this was showing it was going to go skyrocket, but it didn't. And what was the telling signs it was not going to go up? One, it kind of did it in the overnight session early, and then pulled back. You were below the VWAP, and then where's that 9:30? Somewhere around here, 9:30. The bell started, and it was having a tough time here, and you were below the midpoint, which your midpoint was $1.76. So the rule is, if you're gonna, well, not the rule, it's my rule. If I'm gonna follow statistical calendar, and this would be above the midpoint and above the VWAP, and it has to stay above that to show me conviction that it's gonna follow its statistical calendar. Even if it goes up and it goes down and it breaks below the midpoint, I'm out. I'm not playing games. I'm either right or I'm right out. So that's where I'll probably put my stop and start trailing it. But if it goes back down, I'm out right there, and depending where I'm buying. But that was a game plan today, and you can see that it didn't go according to the statistical calendar and pulled lower. So tomorrow, it's bearish. Well, no, it's flat. There's not much movement. So that's not good, especially if you're, scalping. Weekday is flat. So tomorrow's a flat day, but you never know. Maybe it'll pop or maybe it'll continue going down. I prefer to at least fill that gap. So yeah, so you got a pivot on Tuesday, $1.65, $1.62. This is your midpoint. So if you want to go long, you got to be at least above 174 or 176, which is your zero line on the square of 9, and above the VWAP. And if that all happens and you're above at least 174, targets to the upside will be $1.79, $1.82, and $1.85. But that's kind of stretching it. That's like it's, I don't know, some event or something when you use a shoot up there. But you never know. You're dealing with the Black Widow. So those are for tomorrow. The bigger ones would be the $1.73. And obviously this pivot of $1.70, what is that, 75? Yep, $1.75 right there. We went as low as $1.67, 68. And that was around right here. So we eventually came down here and we're hovering around this area. They're going to push lower. They're probably going to push it all the way down to $1.63, $1.65 is gap fill. And it could probably oscillate here. Now they're going to be really aggressive. They could push it all the way to 157. But we'll take baby steps. They're going to go down at least to 163. Gap fill 165, or in this ballpark. And if it goes up, we got to go back and regain $1.76, which is your zero line. If we could get above that, then your target would be 183. And that's like 185 on the daily for tomorrow. 183 will be the midpoint of this week. So these are your bigger targets, and I don't know if it's going to get there. I don't see anything catalyst to push it up. The weather hasn't been in our favor, although I see some storms coming, but there's nothing cold about that. But that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of give you my thoughts on that, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.